Good afternoon, Cassidy Taylor. Welcome on VH Berries.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I am extremely grateful because the outline of your inner maze has a tendency to occur at intervals, forcing the air into faint blinking that flashes in my ear. How are you doing today?
That is so amazing. I am doing really well. How are you?
I am doing very good, and by cultivating your artistic words, you're spraying the plants and leaving drops of water on the surface, which confuses us between fog, steam, or simply the reflection we find in the artwork of your summer song called Not Blue.
Yes. Thank you so much. This this is an incredible introduction. I don't think I've ever been introduced that way, which is amazing. So my single Not Blue, I'm really excited about this song because it's like the first song I've released that's super upbeat, super dancey and fun. But the meaning behind it is actually quite sad, I would say, and very vulnerable. Because I talk about a relationship that never happened. So it's kind of just everything that kind of existed in my head, which is a very vulnerable thing to talk about. It's like I like to think of this song as like, you know, those moments in a movie where you stop and there's just kind of like a montage where you meet someone and you're like, you kind of imagine your whole future with them. That's what this song is.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor. That song, called Not Blue, is a montage of an impossible future. And I would love to discuss about that piece of art, attacking the common mix between green and purple that we call the color blue. Can you tell us a little bit more about that specific song and the creative process from the very beginning?
Yeah, this song actually turned into something completely different than I anticipated. It initially started as sort of a halftime feel in the demo that I created, which was like much more sad and not as dancey and fun. And I brought that to my producer, who was also my partner. We were kind of struggling with it, and we just kind of scrapped it and started over from scratch completely. And that brought us to kind of where it is now, which is like super dancey and fun. And so we just double timed the drums, and it just completely changed my whole vision for the song, which is always really cool. I really like a lot of the play on words that I kind of do in the lyrics. A lot of things are kind of like spun to be the opposite, especially the title, Not Blue, because I'm actually saying in the song, like, blue is the color that didn't fade from the kind of vision, I guess. And the title is Not Blue. So it's very like you're working off of the opposites a lot in the song, which I think is pretty cool.
You are, Cassidy Taylor, working out from the opposite. And as you just mentioned, this song is made for dancing, which is why you created a furbished, cozy, nocturnal video clip in which we can see you dancing on a public bench.
Yeah, this video was super spontaneous and very DIY, by the way, very DIY. My partner does like photography kind of on the side, and not even on the side, it's just a hobby. And his camera also does video. So I was like, you know what? I really want to do a music video, but I want to just do it ourselves. And I really wanted it to be at night during the rain, which like we had to wait for the right day to do that because sometimes it wasn't raining hard enough. And you know, all these factors had to line up pretty perfectly. And so one night they did, and I was like, you know what? It was like 11 p.m. and we were like about to go to bed. And I was like, you know what? We're going to go to the park and we're going to film this video right now. And so we did. I like wet my hair in the shower before going because I wanted it to look like I had been out in the rain for a really long time. And yeah, I kind of just like, with this song being so dancey, I really wanted it to feel like, or look like someone dancing who doesn't know how to dance, which is me. And I hope that came across properly.
In this respect, Cassidy Taylor, the video clip is very DIY, or maybe that you secretly hired an entire security team to guard the bench during your 5.5 snack break during filming.
Yeah. Surprisingly, no one walked by. I mean, it was pretty late, which, you know, I would have liked to do it during the day, but I didn't think it would be possible because there's just too many people in the park walking by. We couldn't have gotten like the takes that we got. Yeah, so thankfully that didn't happen, but...
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor, and I like to describe that location and bench as an iron glistering under the night rain and standing steady in the square of concrete. And there is also the seat and back that are lined with vertical bars, exactly like the keys of a silent piano you seemed to be playing on.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got the details down. You did your research. It sounds like you really watched this in depth, which I appreciate a lot. Yeah, I just wanted it, like, it was interesting because we filmed over, I think, about an hour. Took us about an hour to do all of the takes and everything. And I really wanted it to feel like, you know, the camera obviously is not moving and I'm the one who's kind of moving around, which was actually quite challenging. And I realized that after the fact because there was like lights in the background that kind of kept flickering on and off. And I had to like kind of, I don't even know. It was very DIY. I like kind of just covered it up with some like black shadows and stuff, and it worked out, so.
It worked out very well at the end, Cassidy Taylor. And additionally, I felt that the single Not Blue could be the sequel of Tightrope from your self-titled EP because of the feverish passion that we instantly feel.
Well, thank you. That's really interesting, actually. I can see that, though. Tightrope is a little more mysterious, on the mysterious side of things. But the choruses of Tightrope are pretty like upbeat and dancey. So I can see that.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor, and I would love to discuss about Tightrope as well as your self-titled EP. And to come back to that last song, I am really enjoying the lyrics. They see what they wanna see, and anyone can see the blind. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Totally, yeah. I appreciate you noticing that because I love writing lyrics. I'm writing lyrics that make people think. So that means a lot that you heard that. Yeah, like anyone can see the blind is like saying anyone can see who's wrong, which is, yeah. Tightrope was a bit of a complicated song for me because it's about doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing, which can sometimes be the hardest thing. And So that lyric came from the perspective of like everyone, like from our perspective, anyone can be wrong, like, and we can justify anything. And so that's what that lyric means, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor. The lyrics are now perfectly clear to me. And that EP is made of 5 tracks named Sleep Away, Clean, The Moon, Tightrope, and Lullaby for You. And for each of them, you previously released them as single with a very particular visual effect. Can you tell us a little bit more about those round posters?
Yeah, the artworks, totally. This concept actually took me a while to kind of think of. I was in touch with a graphic artist and I had a different idea that was completely different. And we were kind of messing around and he was sending me some drafts back and forth. And I had to say like, okay, I need some more time to think about this because I'm not happy with the direction that it's going in. And of course they were extremely talented and it wasn't them that was the problem. It was more like the concept that I needed kind of to rethink. So yeah, it was kind of, the circle is like almost like a clock because the titles are going around like this, right? They're going around like clockwise, I guess, as in order of release. So yeah, that was kind of the idea behind that. In terms of like, I don't know, conceptual stuff with the words in the album and anything, I don't know if there's really a connection there. I thought it was really cool because I was kind of releasing the singles before the EP, of course, and it was kind of like a countdown. So each single was released as, a single, and then the EP had the last song.
Furthermore, Cassidy Taylor, you turned that visual concept into those posters as well as now, turning all of your voice memos into songs.
Yeah, I started this series on YouTube, which is cool that you also noticed that because I'm just getting started with that. I basically will sit down, I'll pick a voice memo from my phone and turn that voice memo into a song in about an hour. And I just kind of vlog the whole thing and I try to keep it super raw. I want it to kind of feel like you're in the room writing the song with me. And yeah, they've been super fun.
It's been super fun for you to make and super fun for us to witness that creative process, Cassidy Taylor. And that series could be summarized with one line from your song, Sleep Away, to better understand your commitment to songwriting. And that lyric is, I don't talk enough, but I feel so much.
Yes, exactly. Yes. This song, Slip Away, was really fun to make. And honestly, it's like one of my favorites. There's like a lot of emotion behind that song. And I think that sums it up perfectly. Me as a person, actually.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor, that sentence, I don't talk enough, but I feel so much, is all about yourself. And one specific moment in which you will need to talk enough, at least to stay coordinated, is this and next Thursday with Jonathan Ian Green, as you will be performing alongside him in a real life stage.
Yes, I'm playing a show this Thursday at the Drake Underground, and it's going to be so much fun. John Green is also on the bill. Yes, Michelle Owen is also on the bill, who is amazing. And yes, I'll be talking a little more on stage, that's for sure.
you will be talking on stage a little bit more, as well as with Jonathan, Cassidy Taylor, and I would love to discuss about that upcoming venue and about your relationship with the stage. Can you tell us a little bit more about this event opening for Michelle Owen and the Works on August 28th at the Drake Hotel?
Yeah, this show is going to be amazing. I haven't played a show with a drummer in a really long time, and this is gonna be the show that I play with a drummer. My good friend Sasha is gonna hop on doing tracks for me and playing the drums. And yeah, it's just like it's been so much fun rehearsing, because it's like the first time in a while where I've been able to really like amp up the energy from what I've normally been able to do with just a guitar. So yeah, it's been super fun prepping for that, and I'm so excited.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor, you are rehearsing and preparing every single seconds from now. And which guitar are you possibly going to bring on stage? Because currently in your studio, you have at least 4 guitars on your left side, right behind, with different type of wood.
Yeah, should I go get it and show you? I can show you. I have
Absolutely.
It's right behind me. The one I bring to every show is the white Starcaster. So it's this one right here. And it actually just got a makeover. I got new pickups on this, and I just got it back this morning, and it sounds incredible. I'm really, really happy with it. Yeah, this is like my iconic guitar. I bring it to every show.
You may have, Cassidy Taylor, one iconic guitar, but you still don't have as many guitars as there are lakes in Haliburton, Ontario.
Yes, that's probably true. I do have more guitars in the other room, but you're probably right. Yeah, Haliburton is my hometown, and I grew up there. I left after high school, so pretty much my whole life growing up was in a very small town. It's about 1,000 people, I think, the town itself, and then the county is much bigger, but the town itself is very small. My high school, I think, was like 500 kids. So yeah, very small. Moving to the city was a bit of a culture shock for sure.
Moving to the city was a culture shock, Cassidy Taylor, and I would love to discuss about that hometown and the idea of growing up in Haliburton, a small town in Ontario that counts exactly 36 lakes and one alumni vocal fairy tale.
That's amazing that you know that. I had no idea.
You didn't had that information, and I learned, Cassidy Taylor, that the Haliburton County's economy is factually dominated by tourism. Probably because the people want to discover the roots of the Cassidy Taylor sound.
Yeah, I like to think people go there for me. I don't know if that's true though. Yeah, in the summer it's really, really busy with tourists. It's like you probably don't want to go out much in the summer if you're a local. But in the winter, it's like a ghost town. Like you can go downtown and it's like maybe one car on the street, like super, super dead.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor. Your hometown has 2 different seasons, with the summer that in which everything is crowded, and winters. And I believe that this is also at that specific time in which you acquired a physical copy of a studio album called Fearless from a peers of yours. Can you tell us a little bit more about that inspiration?
Yes, totally. Well, back in the day, you had to buy CDs, and I went to the store. I was actually in the city, I think, at this point, like just for a trip, and I think it was Walmart or something. I went there and I bought my first album, which was Fearless by Taylor Swift. I'm not even sure if I knew who she was at the time. I just really liked the cover. And I would go home and I would play this album in my room pretty much every night, sometimes like just looping it. Had every lyric memorized, every like the track list I had memorized. And honestly, like I hate to say it, but like Taylor Swift definitely inspired me to like pick up a guitar. I used to pretend playing the guitar to her album in my room. I had like a pink toy guitar and I would like pretend to play it on stage. And eventually I was like, yeah, I think I should maybe learn how to play this instrument.
That moment, Cassidy Taylor led you to pick up a guitar to today, performing very soon alongside Jonathan Ian Green on 1150 Queen Street West, Toronto. And in the audience, I can sense the upcoming presence of Emmy-nominated sound designer Yanni Caldas, a 6'7" alumni from Metalworks Institute.
Oh my goodness, that's the best. Did you say 6'7"? Like his height?
Absolutely,
I didn't even know that.
I meant 6'7" in the scale of talent, of course.
Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, because that would be pretty tall, right? Yeah, that would be pretty tall. Yeah, no, he's Emmy nominated, which is pretty cool. He produces with me. He produces my music. I'm kind of learning, to take over the production side of things a little bit more, just because he's been super busy. He has, in the last couple years, he's made a transition over into game audio. So he does sound design now, which is cool. And honestly, I think like his work with sound design has really kind of made the music better in a really cool way, because he also mixes my tracks. And yeah, I think that it's really kind of served the music quite well, actually.
Absolutely, Cassidy Taylor. He is the reason why your tracks are in good hands. And I also saw that he is able to edit French dialogues with 12 simultaneous tracks, meaning that he can do anything in life.
Yes, totally. He's very talented.
Yanni Caldas is very talented, and he will be at this specific audience. And I am very curious about your upcoming releases and your future goals for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I have so much that I want to accomplish, but I really want to stay focused on just releasing as much music as I can and reaching a lot of people, but also just like connecting deeply with those people. I've been doing a lot of like TikTok lives lately, which has been really cool. And I've been able to just, I don't know, I feel like I've been able to connect with a lot more people than I would just by posting. So yeah, my future goals, connecting with people widely with my music, playing on bigger stages, releasing a lot more music.
releasing way more music. And in conclusion, I am looking forward to unveil the upcoming disc of yours as you changed what we commonly known as the CD, the compact disc, into the CTD, the Cassidy Taylor discography. Thank you for making music, and thank you very much, Cassidy Taylor.
Thank you so much. This has been great.